Gossip separates the best of friends. So 3 times now we've read a scripture from Proverbs that says gossip separates best friends. And no doubt some of you have been the victim of that kind of thing going on, of a past relationship. Number 2, when it comes to friendship, be about quality, not quantity. Be about quality. I'm talking now to everyone who's on a social network. How many friends do you have on Facebook? This is a contest, right? How many friends do I have? Just by the way, the person who has the most friends in the world follows this lady on Twitter. 4,944,768 people are friends with Britney Spears. And Britney has this to say to you: thank you to everyone. Tweet me some questions. Hugs and kisses, Brit. 9,955,000 followers, close friends of Britney. Now, she just this week overtook the second place person, who is Ashton Kutcher. How can you be a guy and have a name Ashton? Anyway, he has 4,944,000 friends, followers on Twitter. And so there you go. Now, when it comes to friendship, I want you to think deep, not wide. Okay? You may not have 9 million friends. That's okay. If you have one good, deep relationship, someone that you can trust everything to, that's what we're talking about. This isn't about how many friends you can have. Listen to Proverbs 18:24. It's there in your notes. A man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. It's about quality, not quantity. Again, Proverbs 14:20 says, the poor are despised even by their neighbors, while the rich have many friends. And I might add rich and famous, or rock stars, or movie stars. If you're from Hollywood, you know, you've got lots of friends. Proverbs 19, wealth brings many friends. Verse 6, many curry favor with a ruler, and everyone is a friend of a man who gives gifts. So think deep, not wide. All right? You don't want to be this shallow. You want to have 1, 2, just a few very close friends that you can really share your heart with. Number 3, from Proverbs, if you want to be a better friend, prefer honesty even when it hurts. Look at Proverbs 27:6. Wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. Wounds from a sincere friend. It's amazing to me how many people, Christians, prefer flattery to honesty. Proverbs 27:9, the heartfelt counsel of a friend is as sweet as perfume and incense. Now, this is not as easy as it sounds. How do you be honest with someone you love? Guys, your wife asks you, does this dress make me look fat? What are you going to say? You're going to lie. How do you tell the truth? It's an art. It's not just guys. Women, you ask your husband, what do you think of that guy? Or your husband, you ask your wife, what do you think of that guy? She's not going to say, well, he's really hot. I like him. He's way better looking than you. Honey, why don't you lose some weight? Honesty is not that easy. Or at work, It's an art. It's a skill. It takes practice, it takes courage. But you want somebody, and you want to be that somebody who not only is deep instead of wide, but is someone who can use the truth in love. And sometimes in very difficult situations, it requires lots of courage and lots of grace to be able to tell the truth. Haven't you had times in your life you've really appreciated somebody coming to you and saying something that needed to be said? A blind spot, when we all have them. And they can put their arm around you and say, Bruce, I may be wrong, but I've observed this. Am I anywhere in the ballpark here? There's a way you say stuff like this. Some people take pleasure in telling the truth because they have some Christian sickness that says, I'm about the truth. All right? That's not, truth and love is the way to go. So prefer honesty. You do not have a true friend if they can't be truthful with you. And so that means you have to welcome, you have to be able to accept criticism and input, even the kind that's hard to take. Number 4, stay true to a friend in tough times. This is not anything new. Stay true to your friends in tough times. Some of your friends are in crisis right now. Some of you are in crisis yourself. And that's where true friends become true friends. I mean, that's where you see what they're really made of. You've all had situations in your life where you've gone through something that's very difficult. In fact, if you go through and if I asked you what's the most difficult thing you've ever been through, you probably would say, especially if it's been it really shook you up, really took hold of your life, you probably would tell me that you lost some friends because you saw that they weren't willing to go through the storm with you. Some of you have gone through financial disaster, and some of your friends sort of put you at arm's length, or you went through a divorce, and you discovered some things about those who were your real friends and those who weren't your friends, and so on. Stay true to your friends in tough times. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Proverbs 27:10, never abandon a friend, either yours or your father's. That's a very interesting verse because it's not just saying it's about right now. Some of you have some longtime friends, even your parents' friends, and there's this idea of don't let that go. Number 5, if I could pick one out of this list of 6 that Solomon gives advice on, I would camp on this one, certainly above the first 4 we looked at. It's a quote directly from Proverbs 13:20, simply says, walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble. This isn't rocket science. If you want to grow a rose, I just read this in a book not long ago. If you want to grow a rose, don't plant it in the North Pole. All right? You want a rose to grow, it has to be planted in the right place. It has to have the right environment. And I'm talking to you. You will not grow in your relationship with the Lord, in your faith, if you hang around with people who have none. If you hang around with people who are always leading you down the wrong, this isn't rocket science. You will become who you hang out with. Look at this picture back here. This is a married couple. What do you notice? It looks like they came from the same family. The longer people are married, right? Finish the sentence. The longer people are married, the more they look alike. Look at that. All right? It's probably true of me and my wife, too. I'm just saying there's something at work here. Now, there's probably 2 things. One, you're attracted to people that have similar features that you do. Okay? But there's something else, and it's absolutely shown in studies, that we end up looking, if you're married for a long time, you end up looking like your spouse. That could be good news. That could be bad news. I don't know. Just saying. If you want to be wise, you're going to have to hang around people who are wise. Yeah, how many of you have heard this? I don't have to go to church to be a good Christian. Anybody heard that? I've certainly heard it. We've all heard it. And my answer is, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay? If you want to be wise, if you want to be godly, you are going to have to hang around people who are wise and godly. Period. Period. You will not break this rule. Look at the other quote there that's under this point, number 5. It's another one that comes from outside of the book of Proverbs, 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be misled. Do not be deceived. Don't fool yourself. Don't think you are an exception to this rule.